100 cities to live before we die. But can you even name them all?
The great dry river flows, Sapporo pet beneath the ice, where the northern wild wind blows. They built a grid upon the plains in the early Meiji days, with red brick walls and a wooden clock that through the blizzard stays. A pioneer's heart, a frontier town, where the heavy snow falls deep, where the soaring bushi echoes and the herring water sleep.
Wow, this is just incredible! The energy here is absolutely amazing! You have to experience this.
With a heavy surging pull, Sapporo spirit rising, our glass is always full. From the mountains down to Odori Park, dividing north and south, this is the soul of Hokkaido. Pass from mouth to mouth, pass from mouth to mouth. Wake up early at Miso market, hear the vendors' morning cry. A bowl of sukomeshi salmon rope out to the sky. When the winter chill bites at your bones, head down the narrow lane to Ganso Ramen Yokocho to drive away the pain. Rich miso broth with melting butter, sweet corn shining bright, or a spicy bowl of soup curry to warm the coldest night. Underneath the glowing neon of Susukino's vibrant maze.
Look down at Sapporo from above, and you do not see the winding, chaotic streets typical of ancient Japanese capitals. You see a grid. Precise, rectangular blocks stretching out under the snow, laid down like a mathematician's blueprint. In the late 19th century, the Meiji government looked at this frozen, undeveloped northern expanse and made a calculated decision. They needed an administrative hub to secure the frontier, so they decided to build an immense metropolis completely from scratch. To map this new territory, they brought in foreign specialists. One of the leading voices was Horace Capron, an American agricultural advisor whose ideas helped steer the city's decidedly western trajectory. This diagram shows exactly how that imported thinking was applied. On the left, you see a standard Japanese city layout. On the right, Sapporo's rigid structure. Engineers surveyed 109-meter blocks separated by 20-meter streets, engineered for heavy logistics and massive winter snow. Through the center runs Odori Park. It acts as a physical equator, originally designed as a horizontal fire break to stop blizzards from whipping flames across the grid. The layout of this city was never about looking orderly from the sky. It was a calculated engineering tactic to survive a deeply hostile climate. You can still see the remnants of that early frontier engineering. The Sapporo Clock Tower, finished in 1878 for the new agricultural college, remains a clear artifact of the American architectural influence that shaped the settlement. A few years earlier, officials realized the freezing, low-humidity environment offered a distinct industrial advantage. In 1876, they constructed a red brick brewery to take advantage of the cool temperatures. That facility capitalized on the local geography to produce Japan's first domestic beer. The brand that emerged would take the city's name, eventually defining the trajectory of the entire Japanese brewing industry. The residents also learned to leverage the weather itself. By the 1950s, locals began taking the 5 meters of annual sea-effect snow and packing it into massive sculptures in Odori Park. What started with a few high school students quickly scaled up into the globally recognized Sapporo Snow Festival. The city's evolution from a cluster of brewing outposts to a host for world-class snow festivals turned a once isolated frontier into a permanent, highly specialized northern home. Step away from the history for a moment, and you feel the raw sensory reality of the modern city. In the dead of winter, the defining feature of Sapporo is the intense contrast between the freezing air and the sudden blasts of heat escaping from narrow doorways. Out on the streets, the glow of neon and paper lanterns bleeds directly into the dark, melting slush. Beneath the sharp angles of the Meiji grid, there is a warm, deeply human rhythm that thrives directly in the margins of the ice. That rhythm is loudest in Susukino. Packed with thousands of bars, restaurants, and glowing facades, it operates as the premier entertainment district north of Tokyo. Tucked inside this neighborhood is Ramen Yokocho, a narrow alleyway entirely devoted to noodle shops. This is where Sapporo's signature miso ramen was perfected, a rich, fermented broth typically topped with butter and corn, designed specifically to act as thermal armor against the biting wind. Nearby grills specialize in Genghis Khan, a local lamb barbecue. Since sheep farming was actively promoted in early Hokkaido, locals repurposed the available meat, marinating it in apple and onion to create a heavy, calorie-dense comfort food. Curiously, a night of heavy drinking and rich food here doesn't end with a hot meal. Instead, locals participate in the Shime Parfait tradition, stepping out of the cold and into a cafe to finish the night with a towering, meticulously crafted ice cream dessert. While the heavy fats of the ramen and lao offer the caloric defense needed for physical survival, the parfaits offer a cultural one. Ending a freezing night with ice cream is an act of communal indulgence, proving that in Sapporo, the environment no longer dictates the menu. To keep the city moving when the surface becomes impassable, Sapporo expanded downward. Miles of underground shopping concourses, like Pole Town and Aurora Town, form a subterranean network that completely shelters residents from the blizzards above. This massive push to modernize the city's infrastructure was heavily catalyzed in the early 1970s. When Sapporo hosted the 1972 Winter Olympics, the influx of international attention and capital rapidly accelerated the construction of these climate-controlled public spaces. That same Olympic investment funded a unique municipal transit system. Instead of standard steel tracks, the city developed a rubber-tired subway specifically designed to run quietly and efficiently while insulated from the surface weather. The effort to reclaim and elevate the landscape continues all the way to the city limits. Out at Moerenuma Park, the acclaimed Japanese-American artist Isamu Noguchi took a massive waste treatment site and sculpted it into an expansive geometric park. The staggered glass pyramid and man-made hills represent the final stage of the city's development. By turning a landscape of waste into a deliberate public destination, the city finalized its transition from a frontier camp into a permanent art-driven home. Sapporo lacks the millennia of history found in Kyoto or Tokyo. Instead, it was willed into existence over a little more than a century. Through precise engineering, deep infrastructural investment, and a genuine respect for an unforgiving climate, they built a thriving metropolis in the snow.
Thanks for traveling with me. If this made you smile, like, share, drop a comment, and hit this big red button. Subscribe to see the whole world together.